Hey, what's up guys? It's the Coaster Battleman here bringing you an awesome video. Roller coasters that would be the best fit at each Cedar Fair park, and some of these are more specific than others by like which manufacturer makes these rides, stuff like that. And let's get started. So with Cedar Point, the coaster that I think would be the best fit there would be a GCI wooden coaster. Their only wooden coaster is Blue Streak because they removed Mean Streak and replaced it with my number 2 roller coaster ever in Steel Vengeance, which is just an unbelievable ride. It's such a great experience. But getting back to the point, Cedar Point, they desperately need a good wooden coaster because they haven't really gotten a good wooden coaster in forever. And Blue Streak, it's a classic wooden coaster. It's decent, but it's not like a really good ride. So I think a GCI wooden coaster would be a great fit for Cedar Point. It would bring some another intense coaster though, but it'll be a bit small, a lot smaller than the massive 200-foot rides they've been getting, like Steel Vengeance and Valraven. It would be a bit smaller. Plus, they do need another wooden coaster. So for Kings Island, they need a B&M Giga coaster, and I'm being very specific here. B&M, they have 2 Hyper Giga duos, both at other Cedar Fair parks, Canada's Wonderland and Carowinds, with Behemoth and Leviathan, as well as Intimidator and Fury 325, and that dynamic duo has been very successful at both of those parks. And Kings Island, they have Diamondback, which is a really good B&M Hyper. Why not give them a Giga coaster to give them a top 3 in their steel coaster department with Banshee, Diamondback, and this Giga? And in my opinion, I think the Beast would still be in the top 3, even with the Giga coaster added. And there's been tons of rumors of this Giga coaster coming to Kings Island for 2020, and I could say 2020 would be a great year for it, 2021 as well. But Kings Island, they desperately need a Giga coaster. It would be a great fit there. Kings Dominion, it's kind of like a flip-flop. Like Kings Island has the B&M Hypercoaster, but not the Giga. And Kings Dominion needs a Hypercoaster, and more specifically a B&M Hypercoaster, because Cedar Fair has been working with B&M, and it's one of those parks that desperately needs a Hypercoaster in general. Like Kings Dominion, they already have Intimidator 305 and Twisted Timbers, and both those coasters are super intense coasters, and those are the 2 best coasters there. Volcano's another intense ride as well there, and I feel like they need something more graceful and filled with floater airtime, not the crazy turns and ejector airtime that Twisted Timbers has, or the intense turns that Intimidator 305 has. And a B&M Hypercoaster would definitely fill that gap, or just a Hypercoaster in general, most likely. Carowinds, I think they could get a wooden coaster as their next coaster, and I know what you guys are saying in the comments. They are getting their launch coaster, Copperhead Strike, for 2019, so this will not happen in 2020 or 2021, but it could potentially happen in 2022 or 2023 for the new wooden coaster. And Carowinds, they do have 2 wooden coasters in Hurler, which is a decent ride, and then a kiddie wooden coaster in Woodstock Express, which is a clone, but it's still kind of a credit. But Carowinds, they need a true wooden coaster. Like, they could go with GCI, which is, those are fun rides, but I feel like they could go with an elite tier of ride and go with an RMC Woody, give it some crazy airtime and inversions, and it would become the 2nd best coaster in the park, or 3rd best behind Intimidator and Fury 325. So Carowinds, they could definitely use an RMC Woody or GCI Woody. It would be a very nice fit and would give him an unbelievable top 5. For Canada's Wonderland, they desperately need a launch coaster. Like, this park, their only, like, true launch coaster is Backlot Stunt Coaster, and I get it. It's a fun ride. And I've ridden the Kings Island and Kings Dominion versions, and those are fun and enjoyable rides. But the Canada's Wonderland Backlot Stunt Coaster is their only launch coaster, and, well, Canada's Wonderland, they could go with an Intamin Blitz, B&M Launched Wing Coaster, just anything like along those lines, or a Mack multi-launch, coming to kind of similar to Copperhead Strike going to Carowinds. So Canada's Wonderland, I would love to see a launch coaster there. It would be a great fit, and it would give them an amazing top 3. I mean, they already have it. Their amazing top 3 in Yukon Striker, Leviathan, and Behemoth, the huge 200-foot tall B&Ms. Maybe they can get another 200-foot tall launch coaster, maybe? Who knows? For Knott's Berry Farm, I know they just got a new coaster in 2018, but I know that it's pretty tough to decide what coaster would be a great fit there, and it is obvious that they could use a B&M coaster, but I would love to see an RMC here at Knott's Berry Farm. Not an RMC Woody, but rather a Raptor or a T-Rex. And Knott's Berry Farm installed a Gerstlauer dive coaster, and that doesn't have the biggest capacity in the world, so I could see them potentially going with a Raptor. Those have turned out to be successful rides. People actually really enjoy Wonder Woman, Golden Lasso Coaster, and Railblazer at California's Great America. So I could see that being a very nice fit, or the T-Rex model, which there is just so much potential with the T-Rex. Like, you can make these hyper coasters, Giga coasters even, with this track type. And seriously, RMC, they have crazy potential with their new Raptor track to make some very innovative rides. And Knott's Berry Farm could be a place for one. For Dorney Park, I've been saying this, or a lot of coaster enthusiasts have been saying this, they need a GCI wooden coaster. Not going to go in too much detail here. Their only wooden coaster is Thunderhawk, and that's an old wooden coaster from the 1920s, and it's not that great. So they need a modern, thrilling wooden coaster, and a GCI would definitely fill that gap. Worlds of Fun, and another park I'm not going to go too in-depth with, they need a launch coaster. The closest thing to a launch coaster they have is a Vekoma Boomerang, and that's an okay ride, but it's a clone. They should get a unique and innovative launch coaster, maybe from Mack Rides, Premier, or Intamin, something along those lines, or a B&M Launched Wing. And a launch coaster would definitely be a great fit at Worlds of Fun, because they don't have one yet, and I think that should be their next coaster. For California's Great America, we have been getting rumors about this B&M Hypercoaster, and everyone is aboard the hype train, B&M Hypercoaster for California's Great America 2020, and I really do believe those rumors are going to be true. So 2020 or 2021, it will be the year when they get this Hypercoaster, and it will be a great ride. And yeah, B&M Hyper is definitely going to be a great fit at that park. For Valleyfair, this park, they don't have a single B&M, and they have a nice top 3 going, but they don't have like a true B&M coaster there, and an inverted coaster would definitely be a step up for their park and would seriously improve it. Give it a pretty cool theme and some nice trains and a color scheme. Like, a B&M invert would just be a great fit at Valleyfair. And make it a modern style invert similar to Banshee. I think this could be a great coaster. Make it like 150 feet tall, 6 or 7 inversions, super long ride. It would definitely be a great fit. And Michigan's Adventure, they most likely will not get this, but I'm saying it anyway, and I've been saying it in so many other videos. They should RMC Wolverine Wildcat. They already have a good wooden coaster in Shivering Timbers. And, well, this coaster is the only coaster there that could use the RMC treatment. Wolverine Wildcat has a bit of a twister layout, and it's just so bad. They really need to RMC it and make it the best coaster at Michigan's Adventure, or second best. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.